I'm extremely disappointed in the action of the California Supreme Court today. Several months back, the Supreme Court embraced the idea of the rights of gay and lesbian Americans or Californians to be able to marry. At that particular point, it was my view and the view of millions of other people that finally the law was on our side. Today, we have now guaranteed that this issue will continue to be mired in controversy, perhaps all the way to the United States Supreme Court. I am saddened by that. I came from the 60s where we stood up to try to change the world. Martin Luther King was an important human example of that level of morality and courage. It's my view that Martin Luther King did not give his life singularly nor solely for the liberation or the freedom of black people, but of all people. That his struggle was for an egalitarian society. And I believe ultimately that's where we need to be able to respect the rights, the prerogatives, the human dignity of every human being. Who are we to judge each other? Who are we to oppress each other? It's my view that we ought to be moving in a very, very different way. The second point that I would make, look at the nature of the threats to the human family that we are now grappling with and will be grappling with into the future. And if we don't deal with them, it will be at the peril of the human family. Global warming, global war and global terrorism, nuclear weapons that threaten all life on the planet, infectious disease, and global economics that put us in a mutually interdependent system. I believe that all of these issues require our universality. All of these issues require the human family to come together in unprecedented ways to address their mutual threats. As long as we continue to be mired in side battles, as long as we continue to be mired in battles that cause us to challenge each other, to move away from each other, to marginalize each other, is energy much better brought together to deal with the universal problems that confront us. So for both those reasons, I am saddened by what happened today. Number one, we need to reach a level of maturity and respect and caring for each other that allows us to move beyond all the lines that divide us. That's what my generation was about. That's what Martin Luther King was about. And that's what we ought to be about today. And finally, we have to come together to grapple with problems that are much more threatening than who marries whom. And at the point at which we become rational enough and intelligent enough and alert enough to realize that our communities, our state, our nation, and our world will be at a better place for every human being on this planet. Gay, straight, African American, any other color, we all have to come together as the human family.